Hey chickies, okay, today we are doing Inspired by Artwork for the 31-day challenge. Now I went to Google again and I typed in the word artwork into Google Images and up came an image that I really liked and wanted to recreate, so this is what I came up with. I really hope you like it. Let's get into it. So I'm starting off with a white base for this mani. Like, that's a shock. Not at all. Orly's white tips is the white polish that I'm using for that. I'm also going to be adding a coat of Seche Cosmetics C Matte, which is a matte top coat. It's a very nice matte top coat. Dries super fast. So the reason for using a matte top coat at the beginning for this mani is because all of the detail is in watercolour, and generally speaking watercolour works best over a matte top coat. Now the paint that I'm using for this mani is Nail Art Ink from the Stylish Nail Art shop. The brand is just Nail. Now this Nail Art ink isn't super cheap, but it is very good, and a little goes a long way. I've added a little bit of water, a couple of drops to each of the wells, because I wanted it to be super thin. Now the brush I'm using is a angled brush. It's very tiny, like super small. I just bought it from a craft store, to be honest. I really wouldn't know where you could get them from online at all. So on this nail I'm starting off with the yellow and just adding some kind of like squarey rectangle kind of shapes. Now you'll notice that because this is very thin, this paint, even over a matte surface, sometimes it does pull a little bit and suck in, but all you need to do if that happens is just basically wait till it dries, which is literally seconds, and then go over it again to get a stronger colour. Now, as you can see from my palette, I'm only using red, blue and yellow. And because it's all watercolour, you don't have to be too neat with any of this. Just overlap previous colours so that you can still see the original colour peeking through, like with the yellow. And then just keep going until you like what you see, until you have the strength of colour that you like. As I said before, this paint dries incredibly fast, so you can go over it really quickly. Now I understand that not everybody has this nail art ink, so you can actually just water down some acrylic craft paint and that will work just as well as this does. So once you have all of that done, you can then come in with a fine detail brush. I'm using my MAXI brush, also from the Stylish Nail Art shop, and using the black nail art ink. Again, you can use acrylic craft paint for this instead. And I'm just creating these little black lines, kind of outlining the squares and rectangles, but also going over them and not being particularly neat, because that's the kind of style that we're going for. Now the original photo that I found on Google didn't actually have any white in it, but I just felt that this was a little too dark and needed something to lighten it up, so that's why I'm adding a couple of little white strokes in there as well. Next, I've just got the tiniest bit to clean up using my Royal Majestic brush and my non-acetone remover, and then a simple top coat using Seche Vite as per usual. So next we're moving on to the middle nail and basically going through exactly the same procedure, except for I added the tintiest bit of white to the blue that I initially put down, because I felt as though the first nail was a little too dark, and I thought if I added a little bit of white to the blue, it would just lighten it up a little bit more. I think it did. You'll see that when you look at the end result. I add a little bit of white to the red as well. And once that's all completely dry, yet again, you can go ahead and seal it all in with a good quality top coat. And that's it for this one. I really hope you liked it. It reminds me of like a funky plaid, I think. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Anyway, here's a close-up. Next up, I have to do Inspired by a Flag. Gosh knows what country I'll pick. Maybe I'll do a couple of different countries. Anyway, thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye, chickies. Oh, and thank you for subscribing. And thanks for that delicious thumbs up. Bye.